This is another MetaTalk.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. It's been fun so far. The fireplace and the halloumi, it's been good. Right, am I right though? That was good. As mentioned, I'm Hannah and I'm studying Bachelor of Nursing at USC, which is amazing. I totally love the course. I like all the gory details, so if you want like a graphic story later, just come and see me because got plenty of them up my sleeve. Just recently I was on prac. I was on the rehabilitation ward at the hospital, and this was a huge eye-opening experience for me. I know you're not supposed to have favourite patients and stuff, but I definitely had a favourite. I don't know anybody who didn't have a favourite. He was a 40-something-year-old man, and he happened to be the very first patient that I walked in on and encountered on my very first day of prac. So I was super nervous here on the afternoon shift in rehab ward. You know, you walk down the hallway and there's people there recovering from strokes, heart attacks, colostomies, injuries, you name it. And I walked into his room and I encountered this 40-something-year-old man who was recovering from a catastrophic grade stroke. And when I came in to see him, he was sitting in his wheelchair and he was weeping after a particularly grueling physio session. I found out that he was, before the stroke, a successful businessman. He owned his own business. He was the father of a household. He was a strong man in the community. And then literally in a matter of minutes, his whole life was flipped upside down. And this stroke had left him diabetic, completely blind, deaf in one ear, and unable to move or even feel sensation down the left side of his body. So, as you can imagine, this was a tiring, tough recovery for him. And I walked in there and he was weeping, and I knew in that moment, my first day, as scared as I was, that this was my opportunity to practice this phrase that had been going on in my head for a little while, and that phrase was to honour humans as humans. And in that moment, I had this opportunity to, give him a rub on his sore back and give him a word of encouragement and assist with some pain management and honour him as a human, not because of, the position he held in society or the brands that he clothed himself with, but he was deserving of honour just because he was a human. Yeah. So that was a really special encounter that we got to share, and that set me up for the rest of my prac, which was really nice. He was a delightful man, and I started to really think more about this phrase and started to walk in it. I realised how much, as a society, it seems we've stopped honouring people or maybe lost the motivation to honour people. Perhaps it's because we live in such a fast-paced world. Perhaps we're just a little bit focused on the task that's ahead of us, but we seem to have lost this idea to honour people. And Australia reports suicide as the highest cause of death for women under the age of 34 and men under 44. And the World Health Organization says that suicide takes the life of approximately 1 million people every year globally. That's almost one suicide every minute around the world. And so if you're like me and those statistics alarm you, then you're probably thinking what I was thinking, which was, what can I do to help? What can we do? What's our role? What's our purpose here? And I really believe that that's to honour humans as humans. When everything is stripped away, regardless of their title or the dollar in their bank account, people are human and they're deserving of honour. To honour someone means to hold them in high regard, to give them high esteem, or to give worth and place value on them. And so I decided, I'm going to try and implement this in my life a little bit more. And I've started to notice that honour has a ripple effect, far greater than anything that we can see just in our natural eyes. So to illustrate this, I decided the other day to take a photo of every person that I had a meaningful interaction with, or a good, solid conversation with. In nursing, we call this a therapeutic conversation. So it got a little weird because I had to ask people for their photos. But I encountered, and in my busy workday, there was 12 different people that I sat and had a proper conversation with. Some of them were workmates, some of them were housemates, some of them were people I ran into or were served by at my favourite coffee shop. But all of these people I had a good conversation with. And I started thinking about, I had an opportunity where I could have, been disrespectful, I could have left them feeling dishonoured, but instead I chose to encourage, to stop, to chat, to have a giggle, to walk away with them feeling valued and honoured. And I think that out of that, they would then be able to move on and show honour to other people. So there you have me, I'm green, and then these are the 12 people that I spoke to. I just want to illustrate the ripple effect, you see. So what if these 12 people also spoke to 12 other people just in that day? That's 144 people then who have an opportunity to experience honour. And so me in the centre, if I'm overflowing honour to my 12 people, and those 12 people are overflowing honour to those people, what would happen to our society? How would things start to change? You see, I might never be on the front line of poverty prevention, or I might never build a hospital or have an audience with the Prime Minister, but I can do the simplest, purest thing. I can honour people. And you never know that, the person that I choose to honour, well, what happens if they have an opportunity to have audience with the Prime Minister? What if they're the ones who are going to be building a hospital? So for me, this is as simple as, stopping to have a chat with the lady at the Night Owl who's serving me on my, what seems to be weekly ice cream run. She's a mum, I found out, and she missed out on her child's first steps because she was working to pay the rent. Or I could thank my uni lecturer for the extra 30 hours she's been putting in each week to see her students pass the course, or listen to the guy who's come in and he's feeling depressed because his father's been struggling to recover from a catastrophic grade stroke and has been in hospital for months. My time to stop and make a moment matter with those people, that's showing them honour. And I think that it all starts with me. My self-talk needs to be honourable. I need to be, not so hard on myself, encouraging myself. My pastor always says that if it's going to be, it's up to me. So if I'm going to overflow honour onto other people, I need to be honourable in myself. An empty cup can't offer refreshment to anybody. So I just want to leave you with this challenge. Maybe it's encouragement. What are you doing in your daily interactions with people to show honour to fellow human beings? Thanks.
This has been another Metamorphic production.